Right now, Black Panther, estimated $201 million.
The film has actually set and broken records.
That looks like you, Mommy.
Just look at what we can do.
Look at what we can do. I guess she means she worked on the set of Black Panther. Maybe she did hair and makeup. Maybe she did craft services. Or maybe she worked in Marvel back in the 1960s. She doesn't look that old, but you know what they say, black don't crack. Yeah, guys, Kevin here, aka the Patriot Punk, and it's going to be one of these videos.
Welcome to Judge of Characters, where we're in Wakanda forever. Black Panther is the gift that just keeps on giving. Social media is filled with Black Panther challenges, ranging from M'Baku monologues,
We will not have it. I said we will not have it.
to full-on dance routines. We've got gems like Colonizer, changing what we call white people.
So that's an accomplishment of the Black Panther movie, that it made a racist pejorative out of the word colonizer. You know, this video is so blatantly racist, and it disgusts me that this is acceptable on YouTube, but somebody just talking about shutting down our borders, somebody just talking about the dangers of immigration from Muslim countries into Europe, they get banned from the UK, they lose their YouTube, and they're basically now going to be arrested after this Count Dankula verdict. Great. This is a great world we're living in right now, right? A lot of progress.
And Disney is going to open STEM centers around the United States after being inspired by the film.
Correction. Disney was not inspired by the film to build STEM centers. Disney was being bullied and extorted by social justice warriors who want Disney to pay reparations to black people. So Disney did something that would actually help black people by building STEM centers in inner city schools. You see, that's the beauty of this, right? Disney, they were like, F you, social justice warriors. We're not going to give you a damn cent. Instead, we're going to give some money to something that will actually help people. Now, you have to put in the work. Your kids have to go into these STEM centers and learn something. You as parents have to be involved and help your kids study these STEM programs. So, you know, it might be a big waste of money. We'll see. But at least it will be proof, again, that you could throw all the money in the world at the public schools and it's not going to help one bit.
Wakanda is taking over the world. However, something this big couldn't possibly be contained just within the walls of Wakanda, or trees of Wakanda. Black Panther has become a vessel to spread the joy of the diasporic African experience.
Oh my God. Guys, there is nothing African about this, okay? If you want the African experience, it's not that. All right, sitting in a throne, petting a lion, that maybe if you're king of Zimbabwe, that's how you live. But if you want the real African experience, you just have to go build yourself a mud hut, find a small bucket that you can go to the bathroom in, okay? Walk 5 miles every day to go find water, and oh yeah, put a tire around your kid's neck and light it on fire. Because that is how life is in Africa. If you don't believe me about lighting your child on fire, go watch all the videos on Live Leaks of warlords burning kids alive. I have seen some horrible stuff in my lifetime. I was in the war, I worked in Katrina, but I have never seen anything like what these savages do to people in Africa. These warlords, these ISIS, these Boko Haram. That is what life is like in Africa. That is the African experience.
This is a good thing, considering how many white people were whiting over the success of Black Panther. The film introduced the rich African culture to a world that mostly experiences blackness through headlines, stereotypes, or negativity.
Guys, I don't think anybody told her. You know, I think a lot of people don't know. They see these movies, they see New York is in the movie, and New York is a real place, so Wakanda must be real too. You know, we need a public service announcement that says Wakanda is a work of science, very, 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 very fiction. That would probably help clear all this up. You wouldn't have videos like this.
And with this epic introduction comes the responsibility of sharing the culture.
Okay, so she's worried about sharing her culture, the culture that does not exist, that is completely made up, and was created by a white Jewish man. When Stan Lee wrote these books, these Black Panther comics, back in 1967, 69, he wrote these comic books for the world, okay? It wasn't just for black people, because there weren't enough black people buying comics at the time to make that profitable.
Why we always gotta share.
And things like this happen.
While that was silly, there was nothing wrong with it. And I'm so sick of social justice warrior leftists trying to attribute malice to little white kids for wanting to rap or dance. The fact is that the left have become the fashion police, they become the social media police, they become the joke police, and now they're becoming the dance police. And if you have any doubts about how authoritarian the left are, just look at what they do with these kind of situations. If they had their way, they'd ban dancing like that for white people.
While some black people respond with, "We can't have nothing," others feel as though the outsiders are displaying their admiration of the culture. And that ain't never hurt nobody.
Doesn't it though?
Well, I know Elvis fought in World War II, so he might have hurt somebody, but his music never hurt anybody, neither did Miley Cyrus's. Well, it hurt my eardrums, but that's about it. So what the hell are they talking about? Seriously, how are they taking away from somebody because somebody likes that style of music and wants to perform it? Jesus Christ.
Sharing is caring, right? Let's look at the comments. Can't you see the beauty in this? Can't you see the opportunity? Can't you see the bridge that's being built? Our culture has reached all the way to Russia. And rather than rejoicing, you clowns are complaining about cultural appropriation. Are they wearing... enjoy the movies, but you don't have to imitate the culture. I studied Greek mythology in school and loved the stories, but I didn't walk around in some toga dancing like Zeus and
I think that's funny because, yeah, everybody who's been to college, except maybe the SJWs now because they're such pussies, knows what a toga party is. And it is very much exactly that.
Let's judge these characters. Because our culture is often stolen, many people of color have a form of cultural PTSD when it comes to other cultures embracing ours. And while we want to be embraced, it's hard digesting it when our culture is reduced to a trend or costume. Like my boo Bruno Mars. Ooh, not today, sis. Not today. The line between admiring culture and imitating it is a thin one. This is the appreciation we like seeing. This is the appropriation we'd rather not see.
So this is something else I think is funny, because all these comic book characters started off as white. And companies like Marvel would steal from DC, DC would steal from Atlas, Atlas would steal from Dell. And you had all these companies that were just copying each other, but all the characters started as white. And then they would make changes to them, like Nick Fury started white, and then they changed him to a black man. And nowadays, we have to give up all the classic comic characters to minorities. So Peter Parker is now no longer Spider-Man. You have a black Spider-Man. You have a black Iron Man in Ironheart. And it's also a black female. So, Marvel has no problem changing races of classically white comic book characters. But if you change a race from a black character like Black Panther to a white person, then it's an uproar. Then the social justice warriors go crazy. And that's very hypocritical, and it's racist because, you're treating one group different than another.
I sentence the world to this Black Panther challenge. Let's embrace and admire each other's cultures without theft. Don't be a colonizer, colonizers.
So guys, do you know how much trouble I would be in if I ended my video with "Don't steal, you blankety blank," and for blankety blank, you just fill it in with any pejorative for black people? Yeah, I would be thrown off YouTube. I would be arrested for trying to enter the UK. I would have people trying to find out where I work and call my boss. Luckily, I don't have a boss to answer to, so the left can suck it. But you'd be destroyed if you made a video like that. And the funny thing is that these people get a pass. They can make propaganda that's anti-white, anti-male, anti-Christian all day long. They don't even have to make good points, and YouTube promotes it. So, I should just end this by addressing that point she was making about stealing culture. There's no such thing as stealing culture, okay? All cultures are built from people who stole from other cultures. That's how cultures are created. The only group of people who haven't stolen from another culture in recent history are the people living on North Sentinel Island, or maybe some tribes in the Panama Gap Zone. Otherwise, if you're alive in the Western world, your culture comes from taking from other cultures. And it's funny that the people who want globalism, who want to be this open borders, open society, they get so uptight about people borrowing from other cultures. But see, they don't, okay? They only get uptight about white people borrowing from other cultures. And that's what it is. It's another big F you to the white man. And so, it disgusts me. And I think people need to really call out this double standard every time we see it. Because I'm just waiting, guys. It's going to get old soon. It'll be uncool soon. And then I'll be happy again. Because it was cool in the 90s. And then it went away back then too. And I think it's just taken longer this time. Because these kids have been so brainwashed with this through the public schools, So that's why we're seeing it stay around a little longer this time. But hopefully it'll go soon. And then I can go back to playing golf. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, go check out my new page on Facebook. It's the Patriot Punk page. And we're going to post some spicy-ass memes. And they're going to be dank as hell. So go check out that group and join it. We'll shit post all day and let God sort them out. I'm outie.